Hey everyone, welcome back to Woman Kickball's YouTube channel. My name is Jackie and I'm the founder of Woman Kickballs. I know right now Twitter is like dying, so people are just scattering to other social media platforms, but I do make a lot of videos on TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon, and Instagram here and there. So yeah, if this is your first time, welcome. And if you're a regular here, so excited to have you back. So yeah, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button here on YouTube if you want to see more videos as well. And if you want to get more updates through the Woman Kickballs newsletter, you can actually get a free sticker when you subscribe. And sometimes I have extra trading cards, so I'll send them out. This is an old Julie Ertz Chicago Red Stars one. So yeah, I usually try to send trading cards as well. So be sure to sign up for those details, as that's the best way to stay up to date with all the news. All right, so before getting into all these updates in the women's soccer world of things, I actually wanted to share a personal update that I'm very excited about. So I'm actually publishing my very first magazine, which is so wild. And for those of you who may or may not know, I live in Southern California, and this year we had two new teams in the NWSL, Angel City and San Diego Wave FC. And so I had the privilege of just going to as many games as I could this season. I actually went to 27 NWSL games to be exact. My account includes the Challenge Cup as well, in case some of you are trying to do the math and figure out how I went to that many games. So yeah, did lots of driving, and I'm super excited about publishing this magazine. I actually wrote all the stories, they're all my own photographs, and I designed the magazine and got all the ad sponsors, so there's a lot of work that's gone into this project, and yeah, I'm excited to be able to launch that soon. So again, if you want updates on how you can buy that, be sure to subscribe to the Woman Kickballs newsletter, and I'll be sharing more details. And also, I'll be celebrating this huge milestone with 2 magazine launch parties, so if you're in LA or San Diego, I'll include the links to those parties as well. Would love to have you there. So yeah, I'll give you a quick sneak peek, I guess, of the back of the magazine because I changed the cover. But this is the back of it. It says Growing the Exposure of Women's Soccer. And yeah, I'm super excited. The print quality of this is really nice. And yeah, having a physical copy of a magazine just seemed really cool. So very, very excited about that, and would love to share more. But now diving into all the updates of things that have happened in women's soccer this week. All right, so obviously there's a lot of updates that have been happening just pretty much on a daily basis right now in the off season. But I'm going to start off with some general, just kind of like coaching and player updates. So first things first, Seb Hines was named the head coach of the Orlando Pride, which now means that the Houston Dash and the Washington Spirit are without permanent head coaches. So yeah, that's a huge milestone for Seb. He's done a great job with the Pride, even just through these challenges. So I'm sure in the off season and in preseason as well, it'll be just, starting from level 1 again and just building things back up. But also on that note, for those of you who follow along, Juan Carlos Emeros, who was the interim head coach for the Houston Dash, he actually took the head coaching job at Gotham FC, and Albertine Montoya is still the interim head coach for the Washington Spirit. So there's still coaching changes going on as well as player changes, and I just tweeted this a few weeks ago that I got a tip from a source who mentioned that Bev Yanez, who is the former assistant coach at Gotham FC, was leaving, and so did Becky Tweed as well. So I know some of these coaching staff aspects are changing as well. So that's just another update for you. But now moving on into some of the player updates. So Ashlyn Harris made a big move of announcing her retirement at the U.S. Women's National Team ball, and so yeah, now she is retired, but she's joined Gotham FC as their newly created global creative advisor. So I feel like that's kind of a mouthful to say, but yeah, she'll still be with the club in a new capacity, so it's very exciting as she's joining the front office of things. And yeah, they're going through a lot of changes as well, so it'll be interesting to see more of just what that looks like. And speaking of Gotham FC, for those of you who may know, Kelly O'Hara also announced that she'll be signing with the team, as she is the first player to really just utilize that free agency aspect to the league. So that's a big deal, as she previously played for the club back when they were known as Sky Blue FC. So she played with them for a few seasons and then got traded to the Utah Royals, and also played just previously with the Washington Spirit, and is now back with Gotham. So lots of wild changes for you there. And every team made their roster announcements, so I'm not going to go through all of those details because it's definitely a long list, but I'll go through the two teams of San Diego Wave and Angel City and some of the big names and changes there. So forward Katie Johnson will actually not be returning to San Diego Wave FC. And for Angel City, there was 4 players' contracts who were not renewed. And additionally, Katie Cousins' contract was also waived. So those are some big updates for those teams as well. All right, so now getting into some of the key dates for the NWSL. So it's been announced that the NWSL draft is now on January 12th at the United Soccer Coaches Convention in Philadelphia. And so that's a big deal. I'll actually be at the draft as well. And so, yeah, I'll be sharing some live coverage updates on that. So looking forward to being in Philly. But yeah, that's coming up in January. So that's going to come by really fast, which is crazy. But so yeah, that's the update on the draft info. And additionally, the NWSL also announced a new playing format for the 2023 season. So this is wild that we have the schedule of next year's season before this year's over. So that's a huge step. No league is perfect, especially at the NWSL. But things are growing now that we have some key dates in the timeline of things. So I'm going to walk through that really quickly. So I actually tweeted out this little blurb here, which gives you all the updates of some of those key dates in a very digestible format. But basically, there's going to be a total of 176 games. And so instead of 12 home games and 12 away games, that's now 14 home games and 14 away games. And that really breaks down into having 132 regular season games. So they're still going to keep this whole kind of Challenge Cup thing, but just keep it throughout the year instead of it being just a preseason thing. So yeah, that's very interesting as well. Again, I tweeted a lot about there. So if Twitter is still up when you're watching this, feel free to check out that information as I share more details on that. But basically, this new schedule actually eliminates the midweek games, which is a huge deal because sometimes watching a midweek game just doesn't bring in the best viewership as things are going on. And then, of course, the midweek games also means there's a time crunch for players as they would play a game, throughout the week and then had to also play a game on the weekend. So that really helps to just, keep in mind the player safety and have a more realistic schedule for these players. And also a big update considering that next year is the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. The league actually formatted the schedule to limit the number of games within that window. So although a lot of players will be called up to their national team duties, the NWSL is still going to be playing. Again, it's not super perfect, but it's something that they're taking this into consideration of just the player safety and the actual turnaround time of all the travel that's involved, and especially with a lot of players missing from the league. So yeah, that's definitely a huge step in the right direction. So that's all the major updates that I have for you. Again, there's always tons of things happening in women's soccer, just world of things, pretty much on a daily basis. But these videos will capture things that happened within 1 week of filming. So just want to give you that insight in case you're wondering why I didn't maybe include some other aspects of things, but just wanted to keep you posted on that. So yeah, very excited for all that's ahead and looking forward to next week as well, as I'll be sharing more insight about my career and being that this magazine project is now done and, well, not completely done because I still have the launch parties and everything, but being that the process of that, going to print and designing it is done, yeah, you'll probably hear more about that and how I managed to create an entire, 40-page magazine by myself. So yeah, that was definitely a wild process, but I'm sure I'll be sharing more on that next week. And yeah, if you want to stay up to date, again, here are all the links where you can do so on social media. So yeah, looking forward to next week and hope you have a good weekend as well.